And to give us the latest on government's preparation for the possible impact of Enteng, we have with us tonight via phone patch Office of Civil Defense or OCD spokesperson Director Edgar Posadas. Good evening, Director Posadas.
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening po sa lahat ng nanonood, nakikinig sa inyo. Thank you for having us, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us tonight. What preparations, Director, have the NDRRMC made in anticipation of the possible effects of Tropical Storm Enteng?
Well, we have been meeting, ma'am, for several days now, and we have been coordinating through our regional offices and affected LGUs po, because that's a mainstay of our efforts po, because even before the typhoon hit, we were able to already coordinate, and especially on the prepositioning of goods prior to the landfall and prior to the effects of tropical storm Enteng, while he was still an LPA during that time.
Okay, we can see widespread devastation in many areas of the country, but what regions, Director Posadas, have been badly affected by this latest weather disturbance, and what has been done to address their needs?
Well, based on our data, ma'am, but these are still for confirmation, the most, as of now, we have the most number of affected families in Region 8, and then followed by Region 5, and then Calabarzon and NCR. Of course, these are still tentative numbers, ma'am. But since yesterday, we were monitoring the likes of Cebu when they had flooding there, and they had, as reported earlier, they incurred 2 casualties, which are already confirmed and then validated. And then, of course, the Eastern Visayas, particularly Northern Samar, which was really very badly hit with several landslides, impassable roads and flooding as well. And then there was Bicol region, especially last night when they were battered by Tropical Storm Enteng. And then, of course, today, Calabarzon and Metro Manila, and of course, Central Luzon, when the typhoon made landfall over Kasiguran at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And we continue to track Enteng as he moves towards northern Luzon. Of course, we are still monitoring his effects on the 3 other regions, namely the Ilocos region, Cordillera, and Region 2 before he finally exits the Philippine Area of Responsibility sometime either Wednesday or Thursday, ma'am.
Okay, Director Posadas, you mentioned these numbers are still changeable, no? But as of today, would you have an estimate of how many families are temporarily staying in evacuation centers? And of course, many always wish that these storms are not as strong as they're forecasted to be. So there are also some passengers stranded in ports. Do we also have figures in those areas?
Yes, let me just, for purposes of something that we can really leverage on, we have earlier this morning we conducted the response cluster meeting, since your NDRRMC is on red alert, and therefore we also activated our response cluster 11 out of the 15, and Yusek Kahipe of the SWD chaired the said meeting. For regions 5, 7, and 8, ma'am, as of this morning, the SWD has recorded 6,052 families, or 24,043 individuals in those 5 regions that I mentioned earlier. These are in Bicol region, Region 7, and Region 8. And you just have to bear with us for a little bit more, because people are still responding, and when things normalize, we expect a better data coming in, and therefore it would be more reflective of the actual damage or effects of tropical storm Enteng, ma'am.
Okay, this is a question that we always don't like asking, no? But of course it is important to keep that tally to also inform family members. Do we have an update on casualties due to Enteng?
Oh yes, again, these are still, of course, I mentioned earlier, the two from Cebu, I just talked with RD Rectain of Region 7, and the two female fatalities due to the caving in of a wall, or actually there are two walls, on their homes caused their deaths. These are two female fatalities, one 17-year-old and one 26-year-old from Cebu. And of course, your reporter mentioned earlier that we have 10 injuries. We have reports also of 3 casualties, which are still for validation in the Bicol region, and 8 from Calabarzon. And we might have more when we receive other reports from other regions, ma'am.
Okay, Director Posadas, in light of Enteng being the 5th typhoon, and very strong one I might add, to enter the Philippine area of responsibility, what is now the current status of our efforts to be more disaster resilient?
Well, I think these are all litmus tests. I mean, every time that, of course, there are no typhoons. As Pagasa said, there are no typhoons that are exactly the same. But I think these are actually tests on how we prepare. And the other question is, have we prepared enough? So I think, with all due respect, with our coordination, especially with the LGUs, the local chief executives, who are really doing their best to address the concerns, being the frontliners. I think we are getting there, but then again, as I've said, we should not rest on our laurels. We should continue to enhance and do better, because there's always something new to learn, and something challenges and gaps to be filled, and so we never stop making better our systems and how we do it efficiently and effectively, ma'am.
Many thanks for your updates and your insights tonight, Director Edgar Posadas, OCD spokesperson. Have a great evening, sir.
You too, ma'am. Thank you very much, and have a great evening too. Thank you.